This evening we're here with State Senator Democratic-elect Catherine Pugh. How are you this evening, Ms. Pugh?
I'm real good. How are
That's
you?
good. Just wanted to ask you a few questions about the upcoming election in November, and what are your plans for Baltimore City, the 40th District, as well as the state?
Okay. One of the platform that I ran on was promoting public education and making sure that we have enough dollars for public education. But the other issue for me is moving the dropout age to 18. Presently, the dropout age is 16, and that means giving children a life-changing decision to drop out of school. And I've looked at all of the studies from Connecticut to Texas that indicate that if you move the dropout age to 18, it gives children a greater chance of graduating. We presently have more than a 50% dropout rate, and among African American males it's even more severe, with 76% of all African American males not finishing the public school system. So that's one of my major platforms. And then looking at how do we create senior living communities where seniors are, we're living in a city with an aging population, and it's no different from any other city in the country. Most cities have aging populations, and so we've got to make plans for how do we deal with our seniors, and also looking at the healthcare issues around the state, making sure that we make healthcare affordable for all people. And certainly everybody knows that we have a crime problem in Baltimore specifically. How do we make sure that we have money for our police officers? How do we make sure that our cities are more safe? And how do we deal with some of the issues that relate to the problems of crime, like drug treatment and drug addiction?
Now, for the 40th District, how does your platform tie into the 40th District, and how do you try to gain votes from the Democrats or some of the Republicans in the 40th District with that platform? How does that relate to us? Because I am a resident of the 40th District.
What I looked at were the issues that were impacting the community, and so when you look at the issues that are impacting the community, education is the number one issue that people are concerned about. Public education. You can't fix a city until you fix the public school system. Health care is a major issue in all communities. Families want to know that they can be able to have affordable health care. Crime is an issue for all of the communities in the 40th District, not just in the 40th District, but in the state of Maryland. And one of the things as senators that we do, or legislators, because we're legislators, we make laws for the state of Maryland, is that we look at the issues that are plaguing the community and how do we implement laws that will impact problems that we're facing. The other thing that we look at is how do we bring back resources and money to our communities. And one of the things that I'm always conscious of when I'm talking with community groups and organizations is where should we be putting money? Is it in our parks? Is it in our schools? We have a number of parks in the 40th District that need to be refurbished, and so I'm looking at those things as well.
Now, with phase 2 of Facility Solutions kicking off, how will you try to impact or try to gain some of the voters to come out, encourage them to come out to participate in phase 2 of Facility Solutions?
Well, what I do is basically I go and talk directly to people. I mean, that's how I won the Democratic nomination in the first place. Was, I don't sit alone and decide what needs to be done for a district or a community. I talk with community leaders. I do door-to-door, talking to people in the community, and everybody realizes that November the 7th is a very important election in our district, and we need people to come out and vote. So I'll be out there doing the same thing that I've been doing for the last 6 months, is knocking on doors, talking to people directly, and encouraging them to come out and vote.
Okay. And the other thing, you were helping Anthony Brown campaign. How is that coming?
I'm concerned about the 40th district specifically. I'm concerned about the Democratic ticket altogether. We had Anthony Brown going through the district because I don't think that many people realize that we do have an African American candidate running for lieutenant governor. And one of the things that I believe that the Democratic Party has failed to do in the African American community specifically is address the top of the ticket. And I'm telling you, we walked through the Mondawmin area, for example, and people did not even realize that there was an African American candidate. So hopefully we've gained some support in the district for the election, and so we're wishing them the best.
With Park Heights being in your district, how are you trying to attack the gangs that's on the rise in the Park Heights community?
Well, it's not just the gangs on the rise in the Park Heights community. If you listen to the news today, gangs are on the rise throughout the city of Baltimore. Right. That is an overall city problem. It's not something that I can impact directly. What I have to make sure is done is that laws are implemented, that gangs are symptomatic of the problems that the city faces. When you have a drug-addicted population, when you have children dropping out of school, and that's why I talk about moving dropout age to 18. When you have children not in school, when you have people who are unemployed, you're going to get gangs and people who are involved in gang activities. So we need after-school programs. We need to move the dropout age to 18. We need to make sure that our schools are funded so that children get the resources that they need in the public school system. We need to build more schools in Baltimore City so that children can look out the window and not be gray windows that you can't even see outside. So we've got a big agenda coming up in 2007, and I'm going to be out there in the forefront making sure that the things that we need in our district we get.
If there was one message that you wanted to leave for the residents of the 40th district, what would that be?
Get out and vote. It's important. I tell people that you can't make changes if you're sitting back complaining. You make changes when you go out and vote and you support candidates and you make sure that you hold your foot to the fire and make sure that the things that the city needs that they get done. But you got to elect the right people. So I hope people come out on November 7th.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Pugh. I enjoyed you.
Thank you.
And that's Chantel Clee with Be More News.